What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Crossout. Look at this badass thing we got built here. I was just thinking, I want to save this. Save this. Goliath. Maybe we should put the C4 in front. That way we know whose it is. There we go. Okay, cool. So we have that saved. Just because we're probably going to be doing some changes to that, but not in this episode. First off, we got a gift, like a weekend giveaway. In your storage, you'll be able to find a flag of the Engineers faction, which will increase your earning experience in battles for 3 days. Yay, us. Okay, so we have that, but that's not the reason why I'm bringing you here. Nor this. I got an invite from Tumblr. Hi, Tumblr. Okay, so we got that going on. The reason why is this is a brand new update. Now, they've made some changes here. I gotta see if I can find out where the hell they are, because, might be, yeah. So this is it. They've added in a brand new map that tells you where everything is. So once you get into something here, they tell you what each one is as you go through. That's an invasion. These are your battles. Same lineup as before, so get the shotgun, get the cabin, get the cannon, get the wheels, get the wires, and then in here it'll actually take you through, you know, get machine gun, you can do your little thing, do your battle there. You can join raids over here as it says. No more? Okay. And then you get into these things. Also, if you just hover over top, it gives you a little breakdown of what it is, how much fuel it takes, what level you gotta be, what your power has to be, all those kinds of different things, and then also at the bottom what your reward is. So that is the biggest change, but they've done a lot more. On top of all of this, there was a part of the map, Sector X, they've removed it. Okay, temporarily. It will be back later on in the game, but for right now, they're taking it out. There is a lot of things for me to go through, and I'm going to be talking really quick, but I want you guys to know I'm going to put a link in the description down below to take you right to the update page, which will break everything down for you, because I'm probably going to skip over a few things. So, as we get into it, the first thing that they've done is parts changes. They've made changes to the cabins. All cabins in the storage are sorted by type. Structure of all cabins is increased by 170 points. All cabins have reduced radius of the built-in radar. You have to get an external radar now to be able to increase the radius of that. I think it was like 200 or something like that for the radius of it. Cabins of basic rarity, the Gorilla, medium cabins, 7 energy points, 3,000 tonnage, 6,000 weight limit, structures 250, weights 360. Another one is the common rarity, so not the basic rarity, but the common, is the Duster, light cabin, 9 energy, I'm not going to bother with the weight, structure 210, the Huntsman, medium cabin, 8 energy, structure 275, the Thug, medium cabin, 8 energy, 280 structure. The WWT1 is medium cabin, 8 energy, 285. The Docker is a heavy cabin, 7 energy, 350 for structure. Now you're getting into the rare cabins, the Growl, which is the speed one. It's a light cabin, 11 energy, 300 or 230 structure. The Wyvern, another fast one, 10 energy. It's a medium cabin, 290 for structure. They added building points to the roof of the cabin as well, so that was the rounded one. I'll show you guys in here. Storage, the Wyvern. So now see they have the actual little rack on top, because before it was just a little rounded piece. It couldn't do a damn thing with it. The other one is the Fury. Do we have one? Yeah, right there. So that's the Fury. It's a medium cabin, 10 energy, 310 structure. The Bear, that is another medium, 10 energy, 340 for structure. The other one is the Pilgrim. It's 10 energy, 320 for the structure. The Jawbreaker, which is, I think the one I have on. And that one there's 10 energy, 395 for structure. The Trucker, it's a heavy cabin, 9 energy points, 410 structure. The Carapace, which is right there. That's 12 energy, 260 structure. This is the epic rarity ones, by the way. Or no, sorry, epic rarity is the Quantum. That is 12 energy, medium cabin, 260 for structure. The Humpback, it's a heavy cabin, 11 energy, 470 structure. That's that big truck looking thing is there. Cabins of different types should be equal in efficiency. Crafts based on light cabins can deal more damage but will not be able to surround themselves with additional armor. Heavy crafts, although slightly inferior in potential firepower, can accumulate a lot more structural points than other armored cars. There will be a possibility of creating efficient hybrid crafts using generators and motors, though. Next thing, structure parts. This is going to be the big one because there's probably about 100 different changes, so I'll go over some of the major things that they've done. Frames no longer increase overall structure of the armored car. All frames have a 50% resistance to melee damage and 90% transparency for damage from all other sources. Thanks to these changes, the role of the frames and structural parts will cease to intersect, so you don't need to have like these big heavy-duty frames. You can, oh boy, you can actually put on what the hell was it? These guys here, and it's not going to add anything to the overall structure of the vehicle. So the structure on the lightweight is for the 2x4 increased from 10 to 14, 4x4 from 20 to 28. Lightweight from 6x4 is 29 to 42 units, and the 8x4 is 39 to 56. Movement. Sometimes the wheels clearly stood out against others as they had very high tonnage and structure compared to other wheels. Now all wheels had become more balanced and efficient within the crafts in which they originally conceived. Thus, players will be able to use more types of wheels that would match their individual style of play. And tracks remain too specific due to their characteristics and a strong penalty to speed. This made their use in combat rather limited and not very effective. Now, light wheels will take up little power, but they have low tonnage. In turn, weight-heavy wheels take up a lot of power, but have extreme tonnage. So your wheels, your starter wheel, tonnage is 570, the weight is 70 itself. Structure is 50. Starter wheel steering, 320 for tonnage, 50 for structure, 70 for weight. The common rarity wheel is the small wheel, plus 380 for tonnage. Structure 65, weight's 40. Steering plus 210 for tonnage. Structure 65, weight is 40. We get into the rare wheels. Stud wheel, tonnage is 390, structure 75, weight's 35, but they got a penalty to the power, is reduced by 20%. Studded wheel steering plus 215 tonnage, 75 for structure, weight's 35, penalty to the power is reduced by 20. Let's go down a little while. Gun mount wheel, that's the steel one. It's tonnage 750 kilos, structure 75, weight is 85, and the power penalty is reduced by 12. Yeah, the steering wheel version of that, tonnage is plus 415, structure 75, weight is 85, and the power penalty is also reduced by 12. To get into, where is it here? The large wheel, tonnage is 1650, structure is 240, weight is 300 kilos, the power penalty is increased by 17 though. One of the biggest ones is the double wheel. The tonnage is plus 1350 kilo, structure is 200, weight's 250, but the penalty to power increased by 40%. Same with the steering, plus 750 for tonnage, structure is 200, weight is 250, and the penalty to power is also increased by 40. Now, the tracks, they have increased speed for the track, improved grip for the track, and all tracks receive resistance to certain types of damage. 25% resistance to gunshot damage, fire damage, and 50% resistance to collision damage. They added a description for the unique perk for all tracks, increased resistance to gunshot damage and excellent grip. So if we go down to that, they would be right here. Shortened platform, agile vehicles, slightly limits maximum speed. Each mountain track reduces cabin power, and then you got these big ass things right here. So that's the big thing there. The mechanical legs, tonnage is plus 2250, structure is 810, weight is 900. They've added 50% resistance to damage from collisions. Power penalty is reduced by 20%, and added a description of the unique perk compensates weapon recoil and increases resistance to incoming impulse. For hovers, which we don't have anything of, they are, where are they? The Hermes? It's a booster, yeah, maybe it's the Hermes. Nope, it's an Icarus. I don't have any of those. Weight of the hover was increased from 315 kilos to 325. Now the power of an armored car is sufficient for optimal performance of 4 hovers. Installing more will take away power from the already installed hovers, which will result in reduced acceleration and maneuverability of the craft. Added a description of the unique perk: hovers over the surface, ignores all irregularities, and is extremely resistant to flipping. Pretty cool. The next thing is the engines. The engines are divided into 3 types. Universal engines give an insignificant increase in power and speed parameters, but they also do not require energy. The fast engines increase speed and tonnage of an armored vehicle, and heavy engines significantly increase maximum weight and power of the cabin. The epic engines work on the same principle as the rare ones, but they have improved characteristics and unique additional abilities. Below you can find the updated parameters for all the engines. I'm going to go through all of them, but I'm only going to read off the speed and power. I'm not going to bother with anything else. Weight limit too, I'll do. So for the rare engines, the hardcore, it used to be the light engine. Yeah, the weight limit's 500 kilos. Speed +9, power +10. The Dun Horse is just a regular engine. Tonnage 2,500, weight limit +500. Speed 14% plus and +15 for power. The Razorback, weight limit's 2,000, speed +4%, power +30. The engines of epic rarity, Hot Red used to be the improved engine. Weight limits +1,000, speed +13, power +20. The Cheetah used to be the V8 engine. Tonnage is +3,000, weight limit is +1,000, speed +20, power +25. The Colossus used to be the powerful MK2 engine. That's weight limit +2,500, speed +7, power +50. The Golden Eagle, which is the Avia motor, or Avia, however you pronounce it, weight limits +2,500, speed +8, power +40. Now, we get into a couple of the weapons. The Clarinet TOW was transferred to a separate class of guided missiles. The minigun, MG13 Equalizer, turn speed is reduced by 25%. Drones, the Sidekick, damage is reduced by 10%. The range is reduced by 25%. And the drone range, the distance the drone can travel from the host, is reduced by 60%. So huge on that one. According to our original idea, the Sidekick should be a defensive drone, which is not tied to strictly the owner of the AD-12, the Falcon, or the MD-3 Owl. With the new corrections, Sidekick has to be much closer to the player, which is more in line with our vision of this drone. So the Sidekick was the one that would basically go around and blow a bunch of shit up. They switched it up a little bit more right here. It's this big guy in here. That drops a little dude out, and now it just sits there and fires. It used to be the big one that would blow shit up. Now it's just like sort of like a turret on wheels, but it stays a hell of a lot closer to you than anything else. The explosion mechanics, they are fragmentary. Fragments fly in different directions and affect only those objects that they hit. Thus, explosions were often unpredictable. It was hard to hit objects with an indirect hit, and also shoot down small objects as drones and turrets. The new system of explosions will be closer to non-fragmented type. The maximum damage will be achieved at the epicenter of the blast and fall off as you move away from it, or if any obstacle is encountered on the way. So now things flying off and the center of an explosion versus the outside of an explosion will deal more or less damage depending on where you sit in it when it goes off. For game modes, raids, they've canceled the minute-long reloading of guns with limited ammunition. In raids, there's now a chance of getting ammunition after destruction of an AI opponent. Ammunition appears after the destruction of AI-controlled vehicles. Those players who have guns with limited ammunition have a chance of getting the ammunition. Ammunition may appear for any player. It doesn't depend on the player's assistance in the destruction, so it doesn't matter who gets the kill or when or why. Anybody can have access to it. When an ammo pack's picked up, ammunition is partially replenished. For the assault, now the start of the time allocated for destruction of the first tower depends on the raid's difficulty level. For easy, start time is 55 seconds, medium is 45 seconds, and hard is 35 seconds. For chase, added a new win condition with rewards in the raid: destruction or assistance in destruction of the truck. The previous list of raid tasks which the player is rewarded for remains active. The speed of the truck and the escort vehicles is reduced by 5 kilometers per hour. The opponents of the engineers faction have their autocannon range reduced by 30%, and damage and structure of the trucks on all difficulty levels is reduced by 10%. As for the season, the new seasons are available from level 5 of the Engineers faction. Those players who did not reach level 5 of the Engineers faction but started completing season tasks before the update will be able to complete them. As for right now though, if you're jumping into the game brand new, you gotta be level 5 for those season things. The Witch Hunt, within the 0820 update, the Brawl Witch Hunt will be disabled, so the Witch Hunt's now off. Storm Warning, now the reward for winning a fight was 20 units of scrap metal, reduce the amount of reputation awarded depending on the time survived in the brawl. Big Black Scorpions, now the reward for winning a fight is 1400 reputation points and 40 units of scrap metal. Race, the reward for winning that is 1200 reputation points and 25 units of scrap. And the free-for-all is 1900 reputation and 50 units of scrap. And they say in big bold letters, attention, in all brawls, the other participants receive rewards corresponding to the place they occupied. The size and distribution of the rewards for places 2 to 8 have also been changed. Brawls are an additional mode with special gameplay different from the usual PvE and PvP, which is designed to bring variety to the in-game world. After battles and missions, brawls offer unusual gameplay that allows players to show themselves in new conditions against other players. We decided to equalize rewards received in brawls and PvP missions. The special feature of brawls is precisely the uniqueness of gameplay, which is emphasized by this change. We would like to remind you that recently the number of time windows for this mode have been increased, and we plan on working on a variety of new brawls in the future. So I do want to go in and check that out. We go into our thing here. Where is it? Invasion, heist, defense. No, it's a raid, heist. It's a race. What the hell's my brawl? Do I not have a brawl? Huh. I thought I would have had a brawl here. It's a cargo race. Why don't I have a brawl? You piece of crap. Kind of throws that for a loop. I was looking to show off the brawl today. Oh well. Exhibition. Now players can test all armored vehicles from the exhibition regardless of their current level in the Engineers faction. Containers. The Legend container changed the amount of resources needed to produce the container. Now the container can be obtained for 50 units of scrap metal and 600 coupons. Now the container can be reopened for 400 coupons. Upgrades. Players can improve the exclusive parts from packs, thus the following can now be upgraded: the Fury, the Bear, and the Carapace, or Carapace, whatever you want to call it. The Golden Engine or the Avia motor, that can also be upgraded. They've added more changes to the interface, stability, and all that kind of stuff. The mission mode, the section of AI opponents, depending on the player PS, has been improved. Added the sound of car debris falling to the ground, modified the camera behavior, tweaked the horn volume. The algorithm for calculating the approximate value of available goods and storage is improved. Tons of bug fixes and everything like that. Plus they did a hot fix 16.11.17, fixed the bug for the Tesla cannon, explosive spears, mechanical leg, salvaging of parts from the same kind, fixed small bugs in the world map. Bug fixes on the map: Old Town, Rock City, Factory, Founders Canyon, Broken Arrow, Control 17, Curse Mines, Power Plant, Eastern Array. I mean, they have done a lot of different stuff. So with that being said, why don't we just go... Yeah, why don't we go here? Energy consumption is too high. I can't. Ooh, so they've actually changed that now. Really? So can I do this one? What are you talking about? Energy consumption is too high. 13, so something changed. Well, that's stupid. Where is my... There. That's what they were talking about. I thought they changed it so you wouldn't be able to get into the game. Okay, so now we can do that. So we're going to go ahead and do a quick little fight just so that we have a little something something. Actually, no, you know what? We're already at 20 minutes on this episode. I'm going to call it here. Like I said, I'm going to put a link in the description down below, guys, so that you can see all the changes for yourself, read them all over. That is the majority of the things, the biggest one being the map, and they're going to be, you know, adding new things to it, changing things around. Cancel. They're going to be changing the way that things look in here and all that kind of stuff as well. So I'm waiting for the new updates to come out. I really wish we were able to get into the brawl thing, but unfortunately that's not a thing we can do right now. But you never know. Maybe one day we'll be able to get into something like that, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to showcase one of those things very soon. And if anybody does want to add me, go right ahead. Chills504 spelled exactly as it is up there. Just add me and I'll put you in here, and maybe we'll start up our own little clan. Anyways, thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Take care.